Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, a Friday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, that is, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini. We have made it the end of the week, but the Pittsburgh sports news does not stop here on the channel. Welcome, each and every one of you. Going to be a bit of a quick stream here this evening. As a matter of fact, here, hang on 1 second. Excuse me here for 1 second. Got to do something real quick. Be right back. Okay, there we go. Now we are back, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Once again, a Friday edition. Lots to talk about again here tonight. Day 2 of Steelers training camp in the books. Bit of a washout at the end. Practice wrapped up about 15 to 20 minutes early today because of a storm rolling through western Pennsylvania. But still, though, lots to talk about. The team once again resuming their 7 shots drill, which is basically offense versus defense, 7 2-point conversion attempts. Which side will win the best of 7 series? We got our first matchup of that today. The offense eking it out. What all went down in that we will discuss, as well as a couple other things that we noticed today in practice, including a new member of the Steelers team, a signing made right as practice was beginning, and the person was there who they signed. So must have been kept under wraps pretty well. It was, hey, this guy has signed here. He's already out on the field in Latrobe, so we will talk about that as well. And the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight back in action, their final series on this 9-game homestand, Game 1 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. An intriguing matchup. More on that in a little bit. That game starting at 6:40. First thing is first, if you are new here to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, feel free to like and share this live stream, as well as leave a comment in the comment section. Any thoughts, opinions, questions that you may have, get those in there, and we can interact that way. Also, go give the channel a follow on the following social media platforms below: Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Like I said, we are going to start today, day 2 of the Steelers training camp 2025. Wrapped up a little bit earlier than expected, probably around, I'd say around 2:45 is when practice wrapped today due to some storms rolling through the area. But still, lots to talk about. Roman Wilson today, second-year wide receiver, really looking to make his mark on the team. He was first down on the field today before practice, got some work on the jugs machine. Also a good sign for this guy. I have lots of high expectations, as highest of expectations you could have for an undrafted free agent. Wide receiver Rock Taylor also down on the field, well ahead of everyone. Aaron Rodgers back down there again today, getting some work in before practice, and bit of a new wide receiver that he is throwing to right here. Not sure if you recognize who this is. Rodgers throwing to Will Howard. I guess Howard, a man of many talents. I bet these were just, these guys warming up. But hey, maybe if, Will Howard turns into something here later in his career, who's to say that we can't have, a situation where he goes out on a trick play, runs a route, and takes one to the house. I sure am not going to deny that. After that, actually, Aaron Rodgers, he spoke on Will Howard today, just like how Howard talked about Rodgers glowingly yesterday. Rodgers today, I just like his approach. He's a good kid. He cares about it. He works hard. He listens. He's a good note taker. He's been picking my brain. I told him last night, he was in the room where he was talking about signals. I said, what can I do for you? I want to be a support system for him and pass on anything I can. I don't want to overstep my bounds. If he wants to learn anything or pick my brain and be in my pocket, I'm all for it. So I'm looking forward to growing that friendship, but he has all the ability and the talent, and when his time comes, I think he's going to have a great chance to be a long-term guy in this league. Outstanding words of approval and endorsement from Aaron Rodgers on Will Howard. We are going to see the Ohio State Buckeye national champion a lot in this preseason and throughout training camp. By the way, officially today, in the little bit of team drills that they had, Howard, guess you can count this as a record, overtaking Skylar Thompson on the QB depth chart. He is now QB3, bumps up from QB4 after just 1 day of practice. Once practice got on their way, we saw some individual drills going down on the field. Jonnu Smith was out there, doing the warm-up drills, but once again, just like yesterday, he only took part in stretching and a little bit of warm-ups, and then did not participate in anything else. So his undisclosed injury still affecting him. A bit of a gaffe here. I have probably 99.99% predictability that this is never going to happen. Darnell Washington was joining the special teams players on the punt return drill today. 6'7", probably 230-pound tight end out there, or actually he's probably more than that. He's probably pushing, 280 if I had to guess, and that's probably me undershooting. I don't know what I'm saying, calling him 230, but Darnell Washington back there fielding punt returns, never going to happen, but hey, it would be something if, good luck bringing him down when he catches the ball and gets going up field with a full head of steam. Last thing from individual drills before the 7 shots portion of practice today, Jalen Ramsey once again going with the safety group, a more crowded safety group, I will say. More on that here in a couple of minutes there, but still though, bouncing everywhere on defense. Would like to see him be at corner a little bit more. I still think he has the capabilities of being that type of guy where he can just go outside, follow a team's number 1 wide receiver, and shut him down for most of the game. But hey, it's training camp. I'm open to, him doing a lot of things. Let's just hope that it isn't going to be too overbearing for him. After that, 7 shots did take place. Aaron Rodgers and the first team offense against the first team defense to start. First play of 7 shots was pretty much blown dead immediately. A rare miscue. Zach Frazier with an errant snap. Thought to be, already in year 2, a top 3 center in the NFL. I guess if, he's ever going to have a time to get out a bad snap, training camp would be the place to do it. So that was a check mark in the defense category immediately. 1-0 D. After that, DK Metcalf beats Darius Slay on an out route. That's a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. 1-1. Aaron Rodgers looking for Metcalf again on a fade to the upper right corner of the end zone. Joey Porter Jr. in coverage for the second day in a row. He draws DK Metcalf in one-on-one matchups, gets the PBU, and gives the defense the lead again, 2-1. Mason Rudolph in the second team then subs in. He looks for undrafted free agent Keyshawn Williams in the back of the end zone, but it was almost picked off again by Joey Porter Jr. So that made it 3-1. Defense looking to close it out. Mason Rudolph kept the offense in it, fired the ball in there to Scotty Miller for the TD, 3-2. Then Will Howard took over. Looked for Brandon Johnson on a fade route, but Corey Trice, another guy who we got to keep an eye on. The team thinks highly of him. Can he be a, respectable and useful CB3 or 4? Hopefully so. He has a good, healthy training camp as well. We're hoping for that with his injury history. He gets the break up there. So defense seemingly took a 4-2 lead. Then Will Howard stepping up again, fires, hits undrafted free agent tight end J.J. Galbraith for a touchdown. And from what I heard, it was a very nice catch by Galbraith. That then made it 4-3, but turns out it was 3-3 in the eyes of Mike Tomlin. They wiped out the wonky snap by Zach Frazier off the stat sheet. So instead of 7 shots, it then became 8 shots. Aaron Rodgers, first team offense and first team defense back in there. He hits Pat Freiermuth on a quick touchdown. It is scored as a 4-3 offensive win, even though they went 8 times. But bit of an even matchup there, and I will take it from the offense. Usually the defense, they win these things early on in training camp, but even though it was kind of, some cheap stuff there, quick hitter there, quick out there, that's the type of stuff that you need to perfect. Those are the basics, and good day by the offense, in my opinion. They get the 4-3 win. After that, just for a little bit, they went into 11-on-11 drills. TJ Watt, once again, didn't see anything about Jalen Ramsey on this front, but I'm going to take it that he did some moving around. TJ Watt, once again, moving around out there, not staying in one place. And it wasn't just him. Alex Highsmith as well was out there doing some moving around. Real quick here, I believe this right here, Caleb Johnson today in the training in the 11-on-11 portion. He just looks so smooth out there, like he's been in this offense before, busting it outside there with speed. Love seeing that from Caleb Johnson. There was one more thing I wanted to show here. It was Aaron Rodgers, that fadeaway to DK Metcalf that got picked off by Porter, or got broken up by Porter. Is that here? Here it is. Right here. See Rodgers right there. Metcalf, I believe, up here. Rodgers going to throw it up to Metcalf over here. Or no, that was a touchdown. I don't know what I did with that video then. My apologies. Either ways, back to 11-on-11. Like I said, TJ Watt, once again, moving around. Alex Highsmith also moving around, was on the left side of the D-line where Watt usually lines up. So love seeing that unpredictability. Derek Harmon, once again, was on it today in the backfield, back-to-back. Good days for the first round pick this year. Mike Tomlin surely going to love that. All about stacking days. Aaron Rodgers then found Calvin Austin on a big gainer somewhere in the 20 to 30 yard range downfield, his longest throw of training camp thus far. And then pretty much the only downside to practice today, and really this goes back to yesterday as well, Nick Herbig on 11-on-11 play absolutely destroyed Broderick Jones in a rep off the right side of the D-line. Gave an inside spin to pretty much get right in Aaron Rodgers' face. If they all had pads on and they were hitting, Herbig would have smoked Rodgers, probably put him on his back. And that's now back-to-back rough days for Broderick Jones, because I heard something similar to that happened yesterday where Alex Highsmith beat him with a move to the inside. So if there's ever anything to, again, still just 2 days into training camp here, but if you want to at least think about beginning to sound the alarm bells on something, Broderick Jones, I get it. Natural left tackle, hasn't played there in pretty much 3 years now. So hopefully he can figure it out soon, but he'll need to clean that up, or else he is going to get a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers obliterated early this season. We talked about Caleb Johnson and his run in the 11-on-11 period, and that was pretty much it. That wasn't all that happened in the 11-on-11 period. But, yeah, good practice. Like I said, got rained out there at the end, 10 to 15 minutes afterwards. Mike Tomlin said that he really wanted to work to get the group back out on the field today if that was possible, but the storm moving through was, too severe to, continue or send the group back out there. It's real nice and clear outside of my window right now, but the rain did come pretty heavy there just a couple of hours ago. Also, Tomlin in his press conference today said that there were no new news on the injury front. Cordero Patterson and Michael Pruitt. No sign of Patterson at all. Pruitt, again, just stretching. But Tomlin did say that maybe we'll get a guy or two back tomorrow. His words exactly. Last thing that Tomlin mentioned here is when he was notified or asked his opinion of the DK Metcalf to Aaron Rodgers touchdown connection back in 7 shots, which was an absolute beauty. Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette spoke it up to be one of the greatest, picture perfect textbook plays ever. Tomlin grinning ear to ear, happy that he got a veteran quarterback in Aaron Rodgers and happy that he's got a physical freak. And Metcalf said, quote, "That's what I anticipate. I'm not going to throw a pep rally." So low-key, Tomlin, per usual, not getting too highs with the highs or lows with the lows. And that pretty much summed it up there for day 2 of training camp. A little bit shorter, but still a good bit to talk about. Then let me go to the comment section real quick. Chad Schrader, welcome back. Chad, what is up? Wednesday, I'm going to Steelers training camp since Pat McAfee is doing a live podcast there, hoping to get my wrestling card of him signed. That's pretty cool, Chad. I believe I got a Pat McAfee WWE figure in another room other than this, but yeah, it's gonna be cool that Pat is there. Expect to see maybe Mike Tomlin joins. I get it. Tomlin is, training camp is pretty much his favorite time of the year, but I think you'll be guaranteed to see Rodgers. I think Watt is going to hop on, having signed the new deal. Maybe you get Jalen Ramsey. I think you're going to get some pretty high-profile guys there. Cam Hayward, maybe. Who knows? Also, don't rule out that you'll see some legends of the Steelers there. Saw Troy Polamalu was at training camp yesterday, and Jeff Hardings, he was there today as well, and man, did he slim down. So, yeah, have fun there, Chad. Hope you are able to stay cool. Hopefully the weather isn't too hot or humid down there on Wednesday. But yeah, all eyes will be on Latrobe, tell you that. Speaking of Latrobe, someone new showed up at St. Vincent College today. The Steelers making a signing, adding safety Chuck Clark on defense today. It was just a one-year deal signing. Here is a video of him. He was there at St. Vincent. Little shocked that, hey, boom, deal is done. And hey, guess what? He's already there. That's pretty crazy. Nick Farabaugh here wearing number 21. Chuck Clark, former Baltimore Raven. I like the signing. I will say that. I mean, 30 years old, so, I mean, kind of average age for this defense, but we remember Clark mostly as a Baltimore Raven. Spent 6 years there in Baltimore, 108 games in his career. First 6 years in Baltimore, he was a starter year in, year out, and a damn good one. Then he tore his ACL in 2023, missed all of that season, seemingly came back last year with the Jets, and I think was healthy. 12 games played, 12 starts. Looking at his stats here from last year with the Jets, 2 pass defenses, made 69 total tackles, 38 of those solo, had 1 forced fumble and fumble recovery as well. So I guess, okay protection. It's not a guarantee. I think that he is going to be your hardcore answer at safety, to replace Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't even know if he is going to be a lock to make the 53 roster. He's going to compete with Juan Thornhill, I think. But if, the two of those combined can make a decent starting free safety, depending on, their skill sets, I'll take it. Clark, by the way, when I saw that he signed, I was a little perplexed. I'm not going to lie. I always thought of him as more of the strong safety type, like Deshaun Elliott, and not so much a deep field safety like what Thornhill is and Minka was. But Josh Carney, shout out, I think, of Steelers Depot. In his career, Clark, a pretty good utility knife. Over 1,700 snaps in the box, over 1,800 snaps back at free safety, and then 672 snaps in the slot. So I think he'll fit right in with some of the guys already in this secondary room. I get it, Juan Thornhill, deep field safety. Deshaun Elliott, more of the guy up in the box near the line of scrimmage making the tackles. But you got a defensive back room with Brandon Echols. He can play slot and bounce outside if needed. Jalen Ramsey, we already talked about it. He's going to play a little bit of everywhere. Now you add Chuck Clark, who he can do a little bit of a maneuverability as well. I think Mike Tomlin loves that versatility from his guys. Also, doesn't hurt that he is coming into a defense where he already has history with some of the guys, so communication will be pretty easy to pick up again. He played with Queen, Elliott, even Malik Harrison in Baltimore. And then last year with the Jets, played with Brandon Echols, and also he knows Aaron Rodgers too. So not going to get too overzealous about this signing. I still probably would have taken Justin Simmons, or I would have loved if the Steelers would have gone out and gotten Julian Blackmon, former Indianapolis Colt, before he signed with the New Orleans Saints. But I'll keep an open mind. Hopefully he's healthy. Like I said, you see right there on your screen, showed up to training camp. Hopefully everything will be, easy for him to pick up, and that he can flash, once or twice here. Give us a little bit of hope that we can have a good secondary without a massive hole left by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Him and Thornhill together, let them battle it out. I'm fine with that. Tomlin, by the way, in his press conference, did address this. Chuck Clark signing, said he will be given a chance to prove he can play post safety, and that he was highly recommended, whether that was by, players like, I mentioned Rodgers, Queen, Echols, or whether that was from someone else. Tomlin said, character is a great strong suit of his, and that he's a hard worker and good leader. So I'll take that for Chuck Clark. Like Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison, welcome over to the good side. Welcome to the black and gold. 5 of you in here right now. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Going to be a bit of a shorter one than usual. Wrapping up the week of sports news and the first couple practices of Steelers training camp 2025. Chuck Clark, by the way, I just now brought up his PFF stats. Had a 56th out of 171 defensive grade, run defense grade last year. Looking at his other stuff here, pass rush grade was, I guess, average, maybe slightly below, but right at average was his pass rush grade. His run defense grade was above average. However, his coverage grade last year was well below average. Maybe a change of scenery does good for him. Also, he was with the Jets last year. The Jets, they went 4-12 for a reason, and that defense at times was pretty horrid, other than Quinnen Williams. Even I think Sauce Gardner had a bit of a down year by his standards, so not going to read too much into the secondary for the Jets last year. I'm going to approach it with caution, but I'm not going to, go full nuclear on them here. Going to keep rolling along right here. Officially 6 o'clock here in Western Pennsylvania, and we are talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates right now. First pitch of their final home series of this homestand, beginning here in 40 minutes. Lineup tonight for the Pirates against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Spencer Horwitz once again leading off, looking to continue the momentum that he built up in that Detroit Tigers series. He was an absolute menace to Tigers pitching. Andrew McCutchen batting second at DH. Brian Reynolds in right field. Nick Gonzalez at second base. O'Neal Cruz, more on him in a minute, in center field tonight. Tommy Pham in left. Key Brian Hayes at third base. Henry Davis catches, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, as always, in the 9-hole bat at shortstop. Mike Burrows tonight on the bump for the Pirates, and then Andrew Heaney and Paul Skeens, they will finish out the weekend series tomorrow night. Heaney at 6:40, and then Skeens, he has the Sunday afternoon game at 1:35. However, coming off an off day for the Pirates, that is not what I want to entirely talk about tonight for the Buccos. Instead, kind of what our talking material is going to be on them for at least the next week. Trade season in the MLB, and we've been speculating, who are the Pirates going to move? What are they going to move them? Well, we might need to, we might start seeing some of those moves happening really at any time. Last night, really the icebreaker, the Arizona Diamondbacks getting first baseman Josh Naylor, the Seattle Mariners, that is. They get Naylor, the Arizona Diamondbacks, in return to get 2 prospect pitchers. Naylor, he was a guy who I wanted the Pirates to go for in the offseason, but typically they did nothing. However, don't want to talk about that one. A trade I do want to talk about happened just 4 hours ago. A potential trade partner for the Bucks, now filling a hole on their roster. The New York Yankees acquired third baseman Ryan McMahon from the Rockies in exchange for 2 prospects. And reason why that will affect the Pirates is because Key Brian Hayes, he's been one of the names floated out there as, hey, he's probably gone, more likely gone than him staying. And the Yankees, they were always linked to the Pirates in trade talks recently. They probably still are. John Heyman of MLB Network and the New York Post, he too, just like Mark Feinsand and Noah Hiles of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, confirming that the Yankees have talked to the Pirates about O'Neal Cruz and others, but that the price is still steep. Wonder how steep the price was for Key Brian Hayes, because the Yankees ended up pivoting to McMahon. So looks like, if I had to guess, Key Brian Hayes probably sticking around till at least the end of the season. Now that the Yankees have filled in that hole at third base. Don't know who else would need a third baseman right now. However, we're still going to talk about O'Neal Cruz, though. Again, do not want to see the Pirates move him. If you're a team that is supposed to be winning, which the Pirates most certainly are with Paul Skeens, if you are certain, and Ben Cherington said this himself, each and every single move that he is going to make at this deadline is going to be to make sure that the 2026 Pirates win. Trading away O'Neal Cruz gets you farther and farther away from competing anytime soon than it does getting you closer. So I do think that the Yankees, I believe, unless it's, who knows, maybe they could use another infielder, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I think they could use some bullpen help. Dennis Santana, David Bednar, Caleb Ferguson mentioned up there. I don't know if they need starting pitching. Mitch Keller and Andrew Heaney are available, but I don't know what the Yankees would, want from the Pirates anymore. So I'm going to take that as a good sign that they are not going to trade for O'Neal Cruz. Also, I think I heard saw John Heyman post that one of the prospects that the Yankees are apparently getting calls on is prospect catcher in AAA, Rafael Flores. I'm hoping that he is not getting that information, that the Pirates are interested in this catcher. Like, come on. You got Henry Davis and Joey Bart. You got to, you already messed up the catching situation bad enough. You bring in another one, you're just going to continue to log jam that position and probably mess up that kid before he even gets to the big leagues anyway. So you already have, a tough spot at the catcher position. Why add on to it? See what you have in Davis and Bart first. Last thing I wanted to mention here on the Pirates trade rumors, this has nothing of substance to it. No insider, no local reporter, not a single person with knowledge or, sources inside the MLB. But Pirates 24/7 posted this hypothetical that has, again, no substance to it. What would happen if the Pirates flipped Mitch Keller to the Red Sox for Jarren Duran? I'm going to be honest. There is deep inside of me a person screaming, do not get rid of Mitch Keller. Other than Paul Skeens, are you really certain that you're going to have a legit major league pitcher next season? I mean, you got Skeens, but then you'll have Jared Jones coming off injury, Johan Oviedo, who we might see here at the big leagues in the not-too-distant future. You want to see how he bounces back. Bubba Chandler has yet to make his debut. Andrew Heaney's going to get traded. Bailey Falter, he's all right, but, he's been not as good as he once was. So with that being said, I want to keep Mitch Keller. However, if this trade, Keller for Duran, maybe you sprinkle in a little bit of something else along the way, I'd do it. At that point, I'd do it. Because O'Neal Cruz, he's your center fielder right now. You need another person that beyond this year is going to be an outfielder for you, and a person who actually has had success in the bigs and knows how to play the position. Tommy Pham either going to get traded or DFA'd after the deadline. And Brian Reynolds, I don't know how much time he's going to have left out in the outfield if he's really, dead set to his heart on moving to first base. If Jarren Duran's available, if the Red Sox are, taking offers on him, which there was a little bit of rumblings about a couple of weeks ago that Duran, if they were moved by an offer, he could be on the move. I'd do it. At this point, I would do it. And the Red Sox, the Pirates, even though they do not have a solid, bona fide big league pitcher beyond Mitch Keller, they still got guys. I'm pretty sure that, 2 or 3 of those guys are going to figure it out. Also, the Red Sox, they can deal Duran because, they just called up Roman Anthony. Connor Griffin, we talked about yesterday, becoming the number 1 prospect in all of baseball. That's because Roman Anthony, the former number 1 prospect in baseball, graduated. He's up with the Red Sox in the bigs. Also, the Red Sox, I believe they got 2 or 3 other outfielders right now other than Duran. So even though the Pirates, they got guys on the way and guys who are going to need to reclaim their old form off of injury, if you had to deal Keller to a pitcher-needy team and in return get a solid big league bat, and not just a solid bat, a top of your batting order bat in Duran, I do it. I do it. So I just wanted to speak on that. That really piqued my interest this afternoon. Also, that and Duran just so happens to be my little sister's favorite baseball player outside of Pittsburgh. So interested to hear what you guys think. Would you like Jarren Duran on the Pirates? I would. And I'd be willing. He's one of the few exceptions. That's one of the few exceptions that I'd get rid of Mitch Keller. Getting a all-star in that case. He was just an all-star, 2 years ago. getting a legit top of the order bat for Mitch Keller is the only way I'm moving off of him. Either that, or if you were to give me a prospect on the verge of making the big leagues plus a big league bat, whether it's top or bottom of the lineup, you know, I either got to get a prospect in a big league bat or just one good big league bat like Duran. Those were the only ways I'm moving Keller. Again, that hypothetical just really hit me hard, and I would love to do it. I'm probably talking myself into thinking it's believable, but I'm going to cool it down here. It's not. Besides, don't think that the Pirates would be able to outbid if Duran was truly, being mentioned out there, in trade rumors. I think that a competing team would, outbid the Pirates in a heartbeat. So we are going to move on now. A little bit too much on Bucko talk. They are now 30 minutes away from first pitch, and it looks like that game will start on time. They had the tarp on earlier for the Storms, but have since taken it off. Before I continue on with some more Pittsburgh sports news, the extra sports news segment of the program, going to take a quick stroll here through Twitter, see if we have any new information, and we do. Talked yesterday about how the Pirates had, I think, three, maybe four more prospects from their draft class this year to sign. At least one of those 3 or 4 are now signed. 17th round pick Carter Gwost, an outfielder, has signed with the Pirates. I am seeing here. Congratulations. How odd it was that Chuck Clark, the new Steelers safety, signed today and was on the field practicing with the team same day. According to the NFL transaction sheet, a safety who I did mention before as, could the Steelers go out and get this guy, was probably my second or third safety option on the market once Minkah Fitzpatrick got traded, along with Justin Simmons and Julian Blackmon. Marcus Williams, another former Raven safety, he was worked out at the same time Chuck Clark worked out. And apparently Steelers looked at both of them and Clark ended up being the winner. Huh. So they did, not just say, hey, let's just go with Clark. Let's not, look at any of the other guys. They did work out another person as well. Seeing another post here 1 hour ago from Mary Kay Cabot, keeping tabs on our rivals here. The Cleveland Browns wide receiver Cedric Tillman suffering a lower leg injury when he leaped high and missed the ball in the end zone from Joe Flacco. Headed into the locker room with a trainer. No further details. That another injury to a division opponent of the Steelers. Seeing another post here that I missed earlier. Jalen Ramsey, like we said, he is moving around. Apparently he was blitzing from the slot on a play or two during the 11-on-11 team period today. Like seeing that. Just got his first sack of his career last year with the Dolphins, I believe. So, cool with that. Another former Raven, by the way, I forgot to mention with Chuck Clark on the Steelers defense, Jeremiah Moon. So now 5 Ravens, former Ravens, that is, on the Steelers defense. Deshaun Elliott, Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison, Jeremiah Moon, and now Chuck Clark. Okay, now we are going to get into the more Pittsburgh news segment of the program, ladies and gentlemen. back to Steelers training camp, and probably a very minor story here, but for some reason, it mentions to intrigue people. Aaron Rodgers, still in the middle of a helmet saga. He now once again changing helmets today. Mike Garafolo, NFL Insider here, posting today for the equipment folks. Aaron Rodgers settled on another Schutt sports helmet after his previous one was banned. So this type of big bucket that Rodgers has worn for all his career, he had to put on and try a new one back at Steelers mini camp. Said that he didn't like it. Said that, quote right here, "I can't stand the helmet." Now he opened training camp yesterday, and I assume he was wearing this today with one closer to the design of his old one. So looks like the big brain bucket that we known Rodgers to wear throughout his career. Not sure if this one is, him just wearing it to be comfortable in minicamp and then he'll go back to his old helmet or what. But who knows? I want to see Rodgers wear whatever helmet he wants, honestly. Let's just hope that the helmet saga gets resolved before real games start going down. Extra news here on Steelers and what's going on in training camp. Also, by the way, forgot to mention this last night. Mason Rudolph, he too spoke on Aaron Rodgers and how he has been thus far, saying Aaron has been incredibly friendly and open to questions and talkative. He's been a wealth of information, saying the same thing pretty much as Will Howard, and of course Rodgers giving praise back to Howard as well. So it seems like Aaron Rodgers isn't such a terrible teammate after all. Looks like he's not a no good POS. That's what at least the New York media says, right? Sounds like there's a big old love fest going on in the quarterback room for the Steelers. And honestly, I'm happy because I heard someone mention this earlier today, and I agree with it. This is probably, I know we're only 2 days in, still a long way to go, but this is probably the most drama-free Steelers training camp that we have and probably will ever witness, honestly. So that's pretty cool. Moving from one training camp to another here, mentioned yesterday, former Steelers quarterback Justin Fields sustained a foot injury, dislocated a toe in his right foot. And in the time, we didn't think it was, going to be too serious of an injury to where he would miss out on the highly anticipated Week 1 matchup, Fields in the Jets versus Rodgers in the Steelers. Now I can pretty much say that he is guaranteed to play. A video earlier today, just 1 day removed from dislocating his toe. He was running out there on the field for the Jets, doing a bunch of different agility drills and all that. So it seems like all good is on that front. Another situation relating to injuries where hopefully things are good, but I'm left to speculate that things are not good. Najee Harris, we remember him, signed with the LA Chargers, and over the 4th of July was involved in a firework incident, which Najee sustained an eye injury. I'm not going to pop up the photo here. I'm pretty sure it'll be easy enough for all of you to find online. Harris, for the first time, spotted at Chargers training camp since that injury, walking around with a ski mask and glasses on. So hopefully that is not a sign, which I'm going to speculate he has some facial injuries or burns. Hopefully, again, everything is okay. Also, the picture I'm looking at here, not sure what it is he's holding in his hand. It looks like a cane of some sort, but again, I'm not going to speculate what it is. Just at the end of the day here, can't say anything nicer or better about Najee Harris, the person. Hopefully, what's going on with him isn't as serious as, pictures may tell, and that he can get back on the field and, get his career back on track here in the not too distant future. Another story that came out from the NFL yesterday has nothing to do with the Steelers, but it is intriguing enough. The Las Vegas Raiders last night, they released defensive tackle Christian Wilkins terminating his contract over an issue regarding his rehab of a foot injury. He just signed a 4-year, $110 million contract last year. And only reason I'm bringing this up, I guarantee you that this doesn't happen, but wouldn't it be something if the Steelers, after all of their all-in moves that they made this offseason, if they were just to say, screw it, F it. We can afford to, even if it's, for a year or so, pay another guy, $15 million, something like that. They still are in pretty good cap space to make additional moves, if I had to guess. And I think that's even without, your usual restructures and also cutting players like Cordero Patterson. I think he's still taking up $3, $4, $5 million, of the cap. I think he's going to get cut one day. But wouldn't it be something if Omar Khan said, you know what, I got one more card up my sleeve. Go get Christian Wilkins, and then picture this. You're a quarterback. All right, Steelers base defense here. All right, who's rushing at me? 5-man rush is coming here. Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward, Christian Wilkins, Derek Harmon, TJ Watt. And hike, and he sacked. That would have been that would be absolutely insane, but not going to happen. Last bit of information, or last bit of news here, as it relates to the Steelers. They addressed their whole at free safety today, signing Chuck Clark. They still have to, in my mind and a lot of other eyes, get one more solid wide receiver. Could be a wide receiver too. They missed out today on potentially signing. I'm not sure if you want to call this guy a wide receiver too. He'd probably be in the same boat as, like, I don't know, Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson, a guy who will be competing for the wide receiver 2 spot. But still, though, I could have been talked into him being a, suitable Steeler. DJ Chark, former Jacksonville Jaguar and LA Charger, signing with the Atlanta Falcons here today. Before I can continue on here with some extra news, I think I saw something here. We're going to get into some Pirate news here in a second. Another Pirate rookie draftee signing, 15th round right-handed pitcher McLean Moody signing. And yep, I did see my phone over here. I saw a notification pop up. We do have some breaking news. Looks like we can make fun of the Cincinnati Bengals just a little bit less. They have signed rookie Shamar Stewart to his rookie deal. Interesting. This has been a very competitive saga, including, Stewart being upset over something that the Bengals had in his contract. Stewart even threatened here to go back and play college football again at Texas A&M. A 4-year rookie contract worth $18.9 million, just under $10.5 million in signing bonuses. A saga is now over. This according to Jordan Schultz. So the Bengals, congratulations. They have a pass rusher. Not going to, say he's good or anything yet. After all, I think Stewart, typical Texas A&M edge product. You have all the potential and physical traits to be an outstanding pass rusher, but the production severely lacked. Us Steelers fans would know we still have one on the roster in DeMarvin Leal. But interesting, the saga is now over. Looking to see if there is anything else on this. Not going to get in too deep on it, but yep, looks like that crazy situation is now over. Now it is all left up to Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals still have to pay pay their top edge rusher who led the league in sacks last year. We'll see if that comes to a good conclusion as well for the Bengals. If I had to guess, that's probably the more dire of the two situations. Back to some extra Pittsburgh sports news here. We're going to get into some extra Bucco news now. The Pittsburgh Pirates, a cool gesture. The Hall of Fame class of 2025 going to be inducted here soon. Yesterday we talked about the Pirates. They are going to wear a special Dave Parker Cobra patch right here on their jerseys for the rest of the season. Have no idea if this is going to be for the rest of the season as well, but a cool thing here for the Buccos. Going to pop this up on the screen here if I can. As well, the Pirates, they are going to have this special a spray painting of the patch they will wear behind home plate. I wonder if that is going to be for the rest of the season as well. This just a little over 4 hours ago from the Bucs. That is the patch they will wear on their jerseys. Now it is on the field as well. Also, I think I just briefly saw this as well. Kevin Gorman, who covers the Pirates for the Trib. The Pirates will wear their black throwback pants and black cap with Stargell stars tonight against the Arizona Diamondbacks, as well as a nod and celebration of Dave Parker. So that is absolutely brilliant there by the Bucs. Happy to see that, and honestly, something that I hope they continue down the line, because I like it. I'm wearing it right now. This is what they'll wear tonight, the Stargell star cap. I've been adamant that they should bring those back full time. So great to see that they are honoring a legend that it has taken him too damn long to get recognized into the Hall of Fame. Talking more about the Pirates, let's talk about some prospects here real quick. Fresh top prospect in baseball, Connor Griffin, last night continued his hot development. 4 for 5 with the Greensboro Grasshoppers with a double, 2 stolen bases, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs. So certainly not slowing down with his rocket ship up the Pirates farm system. Hopefully he gets double A soon. Speaking of double A, great news for one of the Pirates' other top player prospect, Esmeralyn Valdez, back in the lineup tonight for the Altoona Curve. Was injured on a slide into the right field foul territory wall a couple of nights ago. He was removed from the game on a cart, and thankfully he said it in the time, and he was right about it. Everything all good on that front. We just talked about a couple of moments ago the Pirates signing at least 2 more of their draftees from this year's draft. They also yesterday signed their second undrafted free agent. They signed a kid, I forget his name, I think out of Louisville a couple of days ago. Now, yesterday they signed right-handed pitcher Draven Ziegler from LSU Southern or something like that. It was one of the minor school affiliates of LSU. Anyway, Ziegler, a 31-2 record in his career, and he was named a 2025 NAIA Ball first-team All-American. So I like that pickup there. Moving from one Pirate prospect here to now a former Pirate prospect, Matt Gorski, never really got a fair shake in Pittsburgh in my eyes. Remember him from spring training. He had an absolutely insane run back in the spring, hitting home runs left and right. He has since been DFA'd, and now he is signing a minor league deal with the LA Dodgers. So good luck to Matt Gorski out west. Watch him now, the Dodgers. Gorski at a time, he was, one of the Pirates' better prospects, and then new regime change. Ben Cherington comes in. He rarely sees the big leagues. Now watch him go out and kill it out in Dodger land. Couple of minor Pirate stories here. Shout out to the Pirates, even though their team on the field is very, very rough to watch on a night in, night out basis. One thing that they do somewhat right is promotions, coming off of a hot bobblehead giveaway with Mac Miller. Love that bobblehead. Probably my favorite Pirate souvenir that I own. A Brian Reynolds bobblehead now on the way. The Bucks social media team, they are batting 1,000 this year. Did a cool reveal of that. Go check it out on their social media platforms. Last Pirate extra news story here today. I don't remember much of this guy as a Pirate just because I was so young, but he did play for the Pirates once upon a time. Congratulations to former Bucco relief pitcher Jesse Chavez, who after 18 seasons in the big leagues retired from baseball, was with 9 teams during his career. The Pirates, the Braves, KC Royals, Toronto Blue Jays, Oakland Athletics, LA Dodgers, LA Angels, Texas Rangers, and Chicago Cubs. So congratulations to Chavez on a very successful career. You don't stick that long in baseball by sucking. Congratulations to him. Very, very impressive. I think he's the only, Pirate pitcher that I think could outdo him in terms of longevity of a career. And this guy, credit to him, is still going. Charlie Morton. One extra news story here today. A lone Pittsburgh Penguins topic. Again, just so slow and so little to talk about the Pens right now. John Sharon, NHL insider on the Inside Hockey podcast, spoke about Erik Karlsson yesterday and said that Karlsson, 2 destinations where he could go. He said Ottawa would be a shocking one, but it is still a possibility. And Detroit, which he thinks is a much more realistic situation. There are, however, some other logical places as well. Really refreshing to see that. Even though things are quiet right now, you will occasionally see the stray, report or thought from an insider about Brian Rust or Rickard Rakell. Karlsson, you haven't heard his name too much over the past couple of weeks, so it's great to see that there. Honestly, Ottawa, send him back up there. I know they got a good bit of young guys on their roster I'd be cool with. Also, Detroit, they got a handful of young guys as well. If you could, I don't know, swing Karlsson for a Simon Edvinsson, one of their young left shot defensemen, I'd be cool with that. Again, off season for hockey right here. I can't remember the prospects of too many teams now, but just wanted to throw that out there. Good to see that Erik Karlsson, he is, not being forgotten in this massive, spell of news, drought of news for the NHL. Going to take one last stroll here through Twitter before we log off for the weekend. We'll come back here on Monday for more Pittsburgh sports news. Nice video there of Caleb Johnson from practice today. Man, I got introduced to a term today, St. Vincent virus. Don't get too hyped up about what someone is doing in shorts and a t-shirt, but kind of hard to do that with Caleb Johnson. He looks massive, chiseled from stone, and also he is running hard and he's running fast. He can fly. So hopefully very, very bright future ahead of him in the black ahead for him in the black and gold. A update here on the Shamar Stewart situation signing with the Cincinnati Bengals. Second round pick running back Quinshon Judkins is now the lone unsigned pick from the 2025 class, period. So Judkins, amidst his situation, an ugly off the field situation for him, man, for how he did in college and for where he was picked, he was my last guess to be the, last guy to not sign. Looking here, seeing a picture of Jeff Hardings again. Yeah, just, man, looks completely unrecognizable from his playing days. I also find it hilarious how football players, they then take on a new form once their playing days are over. You see the defensive lineman and the offensive lineman slim down to unrecognizability. Meanwhile, some running backs, corners, wide receivers, they will then, put on a couple of pounds because they won't need to watch what they eat anymore. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, scrolling here, do not see anything new here for the day, but do want to say one final time, thank you all for tuning in throughout the week here on the Steel City Sports Report for the beginning of Steelers Training Camp 2025. It's going to be a hell of a week. Next week, it'll be the first full week where we'll talk about Steelers Training Camp throughout. Also, a football game coming up not too soon. The Hall of Fame game. Who's playing in that? The Lions and Chargers, I believe. So that is exciting as well. For the final time tonight and for the weekend, if you would, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, like, share, and comment on this live stream after the fact. And give me a follow, Steel City Sports Report on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Steel City SR. And we will be back on Monday. And I do want to make a bit of an announcement. I have been saying throughout the week that we could be doing a couple new things here on the channel. And possibly, starting Monday, we'll be debuting a new form of content here on the channel. And a sneak peek of what it is right here. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, SESR in 60. I think a new thing I might be trying to do here every weekday. Drop 60-second or less news video on the Pittsburgh, on all of Pittsburgh sports, Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. Bring you with quick, hard-hitting facts on the biggest news stories of that day. So that might be something new that is coming up here starting next week, maybe. We will see. As of right now, we'll be live again on Monday. We will discuss more about that and what else may be coming to the channel then. So, for the final time, thank you all. First pitch for the Pirates and Diamondbacks just minutes away. Let's go see how the Bucks can do if they can end this homestand on a hot streak. So we will see you back here on Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone. Stay cool. Back here on Monday with some more Pittsburgh sports news. See you then. Peace.